Good evening, everyone. What is up? This is Namikon here, bringing you my perspective as to what Aaron is bringing us. And today we will be talking about Shazam, released in theaters on, at around April 15th, 2019. This film did decently fine at the box office, making approximately $368 million over a $100 million budget. It was also received very well, which for a DCEU film is unheard of. Even more crazy is the fact that Shazam is not well known in the pop culture world. Yes, he is a very popular comic book character, but compared to other comic book characters, compared to like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Cap, the Hulk, Wolverine, yeah, he's like B or C tier, like at most. The film stars Zachary Levi, Mark Strachan, Asher Angel, Jack Dylan Grazer, and Jimon Hansu. The film was directed by David F. Sandberg. The film is about Billy Batson, who is an orphan who constantly runs away from her foster homes. The reason he is an orphan is because he was separated from his mother a few years ago. He has continuously searched for her for years. The organization has had enough of his antics, and so they decided to give him one last chance to go to a foster home, where he is joined by other foster kids. And they are Mary Bromfield, Pedro Pena, Eugene Choi, Darla Dudley, and Freddie Freeman. Fred takes fond of Billy, as both are around the same age. Fred is a huge superhero fan, so when he finds out that Billy is a superhero, not only he got excited, Fred started to become Billy's teacher. Speaking of Billy being a superhero, he turns into Shazam, as he got the power from an ancient wizard into a mysterious after he beats up bullies from saving Freddy. After that incident, Billy was transported into a mysterious temple from another dimension, where the wizard was losing his power after the Rock of Eternity was stolen from the main antagonist of the film, played by Mark Strachan. The wizard gives Billy the powers of Shazam, and honestly, Billy uses it to fuck around for most of the film. But honestly, damn, this film is great. The story isn't all that special in the grand scheme of things. The story is like your typical origin superhero film, but the character arcs, the way this film was written, for the way the script was written for the characters, that's a very strong. That's a strong script. The character arcs are very compelling. Like the film goes through Billy's arc to find his mom, and that arc ends in a happy but heartbreaking conclusion, which really stuck with me. Another thing I love about this film is that while the kids didn't get a lot of time, they stand out enough to be really important to this film. Zachary Levi is the star of this film. He sold me as Shazam. He was pretty funny. His jokes were effective in this film. He was basically the heart of this film. Asher Angel and Jack Dylan Grazer were both standouts as well. Child actors get a bad reputation, but these guys were very good in this film. And I'll get into spoilers on this film, so if you haven't seen this film, I'll give you time to get out of this video in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So Billy does find his mother. Thanks to Pedro hacking into the government's data, and unfortunately, his mother was not excited to see him. And honestly, the way the interactions is just sad, and honestly made me despise that character, honestly. And the reason why Bill, the Billy's mother left left him is because yes, his mother was absolutely looking for him when they got separated. But the thing is, as soon as as soon as Bill as soon as Billy was with the police, the is the the mother just decided to ditch him for some reason. I'm going to assume it's because she has a criminal record. I'm going to assume she has a criminal record. That was my assumption. I don't know. It's that's that they never made it clear as to why, but she did say that she was 17 years old and she was she was she was not in a good state mentally, and but still that's just wow, that just shows me how much of a piece of that just shows me she's a huge piece of shit. And she was and that just shows me that Billy was probably better off without that just shows me that Billy was better off without her. And Billy did told his mother that he's with the real family now. When I heard that, I was like, "Phew, that's that's a character arc if I see one." And another another thing that I love about the Shazam is that Billy shares his powers with his now new siblings, his family. Literally, Eugene, Pedro, Mary, Darla, and Freddy. They now share the powers of Shazam with him. It's so that was so cool. I don't know if that was me. I don't know if that's just me, but that is just so cool. And honestly, um, Mark Strong, he was uh he went all out. He acted very well, but his character, the way his character is written, Thaddeus Savannah, I didn't care for this guy. I really didn't. He was just another bland villain, another bland superhero villain, which which is a shame because when the movie started, they gave 5 minutes of his or it going into his past, but they didn't. But it wasn't enough for me to convince me that I wanted to sympathize with him. It's it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But overall, Shazam, one of it's this is a great movie that I would recommend to watch. If this is definitely one of the best DCEU movies. If I would probably say it's my favorite one if James Gunn's The Suicide Squad didn't exist. But it's great. It is it's an absolutely a wonderful film, honestly. So I highly recommend you guys go see it. It's a shame we won't see Shazam in the big screen for a while because I mean I liked Fury of the Gods, but that flopped at the box office. So we don't know what the future holds for Shazam. So I don't know. I mean, maybe James Gunn will bring the character back in some form in a few years later down the line, but he most likely it's going to be called by a different name. But with it's still probably going to be Shazam, but probably like with a different subtitle or something like that, or most likely with a different act. Definitely with a different actor. I don't see Zachary Levi returning, honestly. And considering that Zach Levi is has been having some controversies around him lately, yeah, I don't see him returning to Shazam. Even he casts, even he himself has he doubts he'll return. But I do think that which is a shame because he was really good he was perfect casting as Shazam. He was incredibly perfect casting. But otherwise, Shazam gets gets a B plus to me. Get Yeah, it gets a B plus. It's a great film. It's one of the best films on the DCEU. Would have been my favorite if James Gunn's The Suicide Squad didn't exist. It's I highly recommend you guys go watch it. It's great. What did you guys think of Shazam? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and if you want to, you can follow my Instagram, backlog, and letterbox down in the descriptions down below. This is Namikon. I'll see you next time.